little skit between Daryl and I. Thought up ourselves, and maybe it'll be funny. I don't know. Here comes Daryl in to buy a car. Hello there, young man. Looking for a car?
Well, I am. I just had to get rid of my old junk heap. It was a 48 Dodge, and it just wouldn't run anymore. I even had to sell it to a junkyard.
No kidding. How much you get for it?
Oh, I think I got about $20 for it.
$20? My God.
They didn't. It was in bad shape.
Must have been an awful wreck.
I didn't have too much time to take care of it, and I drove it quite a bit, and it got run down. Now I'm looking for a car, and I'm in a spot here.
Well, that's you come looking for a car. You must have something in mind. Do you have any particular brand in mind? Chevy, Ford, Plymouth?
Oh, it doesn't make any difference to me, really.
You like a nice convertible?
No, not a convertible. I don't care for them anymore.
Two-door?
It doesn't make any difference, two-door or four-door.
All right, let's go back and look at the Chevy one. You like Chevy?
Oh, yes, I like Chevy. I think they're a good car.
It's not a bad car. It was traded in by a school teacher. And we got one also that was traded in by a minister. Of course, the minister, he drives the dickens out of a car, but the school teacher, she takes the car to school and parks it in the morning and stays there all day and just drives home. Most of the time she's an old maid. She never goes out in the evening.
This is a 53, isn't it?
No, I think this is a 54.
54.
You would want to go 53. That's too late. I mean, too far away, because when they go from 53 to 58, then they're old. See? Then you're going to have trouble. Then to get up in the 55 and the 56s, you'd be a lot better off. I know that. How are you going to finance the car? That's what I'm curious about.
Well, I'm working with a finance company now. I'm negotiating.
Well, you want to stay away from those finance companies if you can help it, because boy, they rock it.
But I just got my job back a couple of weeks ago, and I'm a little short right now. But I need a car.
We'll arrange to finance it through a bank where it'll be fairly reasonable. We'll get by with it. Now let's go and look at this. Here, you want to take a ride in this Chevy?
Okay.
Okay, you get in on one side, and I'll get on. You go in on the driver's side. You drive it. You got a license?
Oh, yes, I've got my license with me.
Okay, that's right. All right, now. All right, put our step on the starter.
Well, it runs good.
Yeah.
Let's see how we go. Okay, we'll get out here on the... I'll drive it up Cleveland Avenue here, okay? Okay. It seems like it's a pretty good car here.
Yeah.
The engine runs very quietly.
Gun it a little bit. Let's see how it goes. No. Now stop. Stop down at 12 feet. See how the brakes are. Good, huh?
Yeah, the brakes
Boy,
are
you ought to be careful. You put me through the windshield before you know.
Oh, well, yeah. How many miles does this have to the gallon?
Well, I don't know. It does pretty good. Now, Chevy's usually pretty good on mileage. I'd say you ought to get 15 miles per gallon. I wouldn't say around town, but on a trip you should get between 15 and 20. That's good mileage.
Well, that's pretty good mileage for a Chevy.
Around town you can't get over 9 or 10.
You say this was owned by a school teacher?
School teacher, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She taught at Washington School. I know her personally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She's a good girl, too, boy. She didn't drive this car. She just used it as an ornament, that's all.
Well, it looks quite clean inside. And I'd like to take a look at the engine when we get back. Here,
Okay,
we'll turn around and go back.
Let's go back to the parking lot again.
Okay. Well, that was a good ride. Now I want to take a look under the hood.
All right, get under the hood.
Well, let's see how this hood looks. Oh, the engine.
And by the way, we put new spark plugs in it. That goes with every car. Every car that comes on this lot gets new spark plugs, regardless.
I see. Well, the engine doesn't look
and
too...
it's got new points, too.
New points. Well, that's good. I'm glad you do that. Say, tell me, how are the tires on?
Well, why don't you look at them and see?
Well, yeah. Well, they're not too bad.
No, a lot of tread on them.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you got 10,000 miles on those tires right now.
Oh, I don't know about 10,000 miles, but the tires
well, now let's
do
get figuring on this thing. The car, it's a 54. And 54s right now are going for around $650 in good condition like this one. Say now, have you got a third for down payment? Take around $225
for a down payment on this car.
25. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, you're not 21 years old. You got to get your guardian to sign for you. Who is your guardian?
Oh, I live with that Councilman Anderson down, the guy that had the second ward in a mess for a while.
He got a bad reputation.
No, he's okay,
he's
but...
not very active down there, but I guess it's because he's lazy.
Yeah.
I know the guy. He's been lazy all his life.
Well, anyhow, I'll have to
Well,
give
you go
him.
out, I'll tell you what you do there. You go out and dig up $225 in the back and bring Mr. Anderson with you tomorrow.
And
Or
he'll-
tonight, we'll be open at 9 o'clock tonight. Bring him anytime. And bring him back and we'll negotiate something with you. And then remember, you gotta have insurance too. You can't
Oh,
drive
yes.
without insurance. There's a responsibility law in the state of Ohio that, and insurance is high. You gotta plan on it. Your insurance is running pretty close to about $90 for 10 and 10.
Well, I've considered that.
You gotta consider, that's the main
Now
thing.
that I've got my job back, I think things are going a little better.
Well, you go home and get your pops and bring him back and bring Mrs. Anderson with you too. And she might be able to tell you something about the color, but she's a pretty good stick. You what? You going?
Yeah.
Well, what are you
Okay.
gonna do now? Are you gonna go
I'll
home?
be back. I'll be back sometime tonight, I guess. I can get my dad with me.